important that we do an acknowledgement of traditional lands. Royal Roads University acknowledges that the campus is located on the traditional lands of the Cossacton, Esquimalt, and Plikwangin Songhees ancestors and families. It is with gratitude that we now learn and work here for the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Welcome. So to make sure everybody's in the right room today, we are doing the DBA webinar, Doctor of Business Administration. And with me today, I'm so pleased to welcome Dr. Hassan Wafai, who is the program head, and my name is Emara Angus, and I am an education specialist. Behind the scenes, and you can also see on your screen, we have Tracy, who is an enrollment advisor. She'll be in the chat and answering questions, and she's a great resource for information about this program. We also have Nancy here, who is our tech support. So if you have any tech related questions, feel welcome to direct message Nancy. All right. And today's agenda, get to know one another, and I know we're doing that right now. So thank you for sharing what city you're joining us from and what the weather is like. We're then going to do a quick overview of the Royal Roads University experience. And then we're going to dive into program-specific information, the application process, and requirements. And then, as mentioned, questions throughout. So pop them in the chat as they come up. So, as I mentioned, we're located in Victoria, British Columbia. We are on a very large island, Vancouver Island, and our closest, biggest cities are Vancouver, as well as Seattle, which is in the United States. But we're on an island, so we're a little bit separate from those two big cities. Our top three industries in Victoria are advanced technology, tourism and hospitality, and education. And we're one of the mildest climates in Canada. I know I said it was around 2 degrees Celsius, but usually it sits around 6 degrees in the winter and about 25 degrees in the summer. And it's a beautiful place here. You can go for hikes and walks and bike rides, and you can surf almost any day of the year. And we're surrounded by ocean because we're an island, so there's lots of opportunity for beautiful beach walks. And here are some images of our space at Royal Roads University. So the top left is Hatley Castle. You might recognize Hatley Castle. Actually, if you do recognize Hatley Castle, give me a thumbs up reaction, because it is in movies such as X-Men and Deadpool, which is pretty cool. Awesome, I see a few thumbs up, thank you. And the image on the top right there is of our Japanese garden within our Royal Roads garden. And we have a beautiful garden on campus that you can wander through any time of the year. It's a great way to break up your day between if you're on campus for residency, or if you're visiting town and you're wanting to break up your day, check out the gardens. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then in the bottom left, you'll see an image of Esquimalt Lagoon. Hatley Castle and Royal Roads University overlooks this beautiful lagoon. And the image on the bottom right is just an ode to the fact that we have been teaching and learning online for over 25 years here at Royal Roads University. And you might be asking, why explore Royal Roads University? So here at Royal Roads, we really see life as a qualification. We understand that every single person in the room here today is joining us with a different background and has a different career path and has different experience. And that is what makes Royal Roads so unique. And that is what makes the people that you are going to learn from and study with so unique. And we're really big on first names first. So profs here at Royal Roads know your name. We do our best to get to know your name very fast. You're way more than a student number to us. And we really want to know your first name and get to know you. And you'll notice that throughout today's session, we're referring a lot by first names here. And it's learning based on life. So that idea, there's not that division between theory and practice. It's all integrated, it's all together. And things that you're working on in the program are things that you're going to be able to use the very next day in the organization or in your work. And really connections for life. Your cohort is going to be your network. You're going to make connections that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life. So from day one, we were really built differently at Royal Roads University, and we're going to talk more about that in today's session. And one more thing before I pass it over to Hassan is that at Royal Roads University, we're actually Changemaker Campus. We're a Ashoka U designated Changemaker Campus. So you might be asking, what does that mean? So the Ashoka U Changemaker Campus designation, it recognizes colleges and universities across the world that have embedded social innovation as one of their core values. And here at Royal Roads, we do believe that leading and empowering others to lead positive change in the world is very important. And now I'm so pleased to welcome Hassan. come on up, and he will be taking us through the next part of the webinar, and he is the program head of the DBA. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Emara. Can you hear me clearly? Yes, thank you very much, Emara. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Nancy. And I see Alana also joined us. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. It's a pleasure being here and talking about the DBA program. My name is Hassan Wafai. I'm Associate Professor in the School of Business at Royal Road University. I teach Operation and Supply Chain Management, but I'm also the program head, the DBA program head. So, Emara, can we move to the next slide, please? So what is a Doctor of Business Administration DBA program? DBA program, Royal Road DBA program, is a unique program to British Columbia and Canada. We are not saying this because it is our program, no, it is actually unique. And I'm gonna explain a little bit why it is a unique program. First, DBA program is a research-based doctoral program oriented to applied business management research. So the focus of the program is on applied research, on producing knowledge through research. The focus is on fixing real-life problems. So it's very close to real-life situations. It's not just a theoretical program. So this is why we call it applied management research. Of course, the term applied research is a very sophisticated term, and I can't talk about it for an hour. But the simplest way to put it, it's a practice-oriented program. It's close to a practice. The program design as a blended program. So what does blended mean? Blended design is that students will do the majority of the program online, but they will need to come on campus for short residencies. We call it residencies, short intensive on-campus residencies. We're going to talk a little bit about how many residencies you will have throughout the 4 years of the program. The key features of the DBA program, which is a unique, very unique, it is the hybrid design. The hybrid design, it is that bringing in or integrating the applied and the professional orientation of professional doctorate with research emphasis of a conventional PhD. I'm sure some of you are aware of PhD. The nature of PhD is a very theoretical program. I did PhD myself. It's a theoretical program. Students enroll in this program to do research. That is a PhD, conventional PhD. Conventional DBA, that's very common in Europe. It's very much course-based and the practice-oriented. Now, DBA program is a research-oriented, but it's also practice-oriented. That's a hybrid nature that brings the strength of DBA with the rigor of PhD. It's a very important feature. That's the hybrid features of the DBA program. Emara, would you please move to the next slide? Thank you. So, program at a glance. It's a 60 credits program, like any other program, any other doctoral program or doctoral program, 60 credits program. Part only 18 credit, it's for coursework, and the remaining is research for the research portion of the program. It's a hybrid design. Now we talked about, now assume that you understand the word hybrid. What do you mean by hybrid? Hybrid design, it is the combination between the strength of applied DBA and the rigor of conventional PhD. It focuses on knowledge production. The students through the program will produce knowledge. It's not about applying. It's not only about applying knowledge. It's also about producing knowledge, producing actionable and relevant knowledge. Let me just elaborate a little bit here. At the master level, students work hard through their master program to apply knowledge, to apply models and concepts that they learn through their program. In doctoral programs, it's not about only applying knowledge, it's also about adding to human knowledge, adding new knowledge, and producing knowledge. The length of the program is 4 to 7 years. It's a blended design. So the blended feature of the design, that is a cohort based on learning with intensive residencies. It's designed for working professionals. So working professional could do the program without putting their careers on hold. That's very important for them. So we would like our students to continue their job, to have normal life, but at the same time, they are able to do doctoral program. Now, when I say that, it's not always possible at doctoral level to combine your work and your. It's very complicated. I mean, we know that. So we designed the program to accommodate the demands, the different demands working professional may have through the program. It's a cohort base. It's another interesting feature, important. I would say, I wouldn't describe it interesting only. It's important feature, cohort base. Doctoral program is a solo journey normally, as you may know. We create cohorts in the program that will be your safety net, people you work with. So it is very much designed around cohort. The term cohort, we don't use it in the program very much, but it's a common language outside the program. With the way we describe that safety net as a community of researchers. We build community of researchers within Royal Road. That community can also be part of a wider community of researchers in Canada and also global. It's a competency-based program. The program focuses on competency and on the competency of producing knowledge, of being able to review literature and build on literature to design applied research. Next slide, please. I see Denise in the waiting room as well. Yeah, there you go. So what you see here, it is overall structure of the program. A general overall structure of the program. The first, at the top of the screen, what you see here exactly here, you can see the pointer. Thank you. You see at the top of the screen, you see some colors. What are these colors? Okay, so the dark blue are courses. So MGMT 700, MGMT 705, MGMT 710, 711, 717, 712. These are courses. We have acronym for these courses. And normally 700 acronym, it's for doctoral courses. The other color, MGMTA workshop, I don't know, is that green? Some kind of like greenish kind of color. A green color is it is the residency. So as you can see, we have 3 residency in the first year. The first at the top, MGMT, we call it. The second residency in the second year. The second row, you could see from the top. And the third residency, it's at the beginning of the 4th year. The 4th row from the top, or the last one, MGMTC. Now, these residency, if you see, called workshops, because these residency are built around workshops. For those who graduated from Royal Road, they are familiar with the term residency. It is that short, intensive on-campus learning experience. At a master level, residencies are designed around courses. So students go to residency to attend courses, morning, afternoon. That's not the case at doctoral level. So residency are designed around workshops. It's the easiest way to explain it. It's a conference setting where students will engage in a meaningful learning conversation with peers, faculty, and professionals. So as you can see, the first year, the top row at the top of the screen, the first year, it's a course based. Student will have 6 courses. And these courses are designed to help students get ready to start their research. So 6 courses, 700, 705, 710, and 711, 12, 17. And then they will start students, once they complete these courses, they will start the second year and working with their supervisory committee to do the candidacy exam and submit the final proposal. Third year and fourth year are designed for students to execute and write the research. That is the structure of the program. Now, let's move to the next slide to see what you will see, how this structure is converted into schedule. Here's what you see. This is a schedule. This is exactly similar to the previous slide, but it is with dates. So this is the program that will start in January 2022. That's only an example, of course, right? January 2022. That's already started. But on the website, you will see the next schedule. But here, only to explain the concept, what you will see here, if you can see from the top, the ITAI, it is the introductory workshops. And then once you move on, you see in the gray, year 1 foundation. See, that is the top line in the previous slide. That's year 1. And under that, you will see the 6 courses, all the 6 courses. Now, in kind of like a reddish kind of color, you will see the residency highlighted with specific dates. The second gray line, you see year 2 research preparation phase, and then year 3 and 4 execution and writing phase. Thank you, Emara. Can we move to the next slide, please? There you go. So as I described, we have 6 courses. Let me just now I describe these courses as numbers, right? 700, 705, 710, 712. But what are these courses? So 2 of these courses are about the development of management thoughts and practices. So I would consider these 2 courses as a refreshment to get you started with the program. We understand most of our students have been away from university for a quite long time. And also, even though for those who just finished their master, these courses will help them advance their knowledge about management thoughts and practices. I mean, we start with the classical school and moving to more modern and postmodern school of thoughts. Once you finish these 2 courses, you will have 3 research-based courses. The research design course, we call it 710, the qualitative course, 711, and the quantitative course, that is 712. So 3 research design courses, and the last course called directed reading course. So the self-study course, or we can call self-study course. So this course is 6 months, and you work with one instructor, you and the instructor only. And that instructor ideally will be your supervisor later on, to dive deep into the literature. So I'm interested in marketing. I have an idea in marketing. Now it is an opportunity through this course to dive deep into marketing literature and to understand where my research is situated within existing knowledge. These are the 3 courses, these are the 6 courses in the first year. Now, as we talked, we have 3 residencies in the first year, second year, and 4th year. The first year residency is 2 weeks, the second year residency is 1 week, and the 4th year residency is 1 week. As you can see, the periods of residency are not long. We understand that students have commitments, have work. So this is one way to accommodate students working demands, family demands. So we divided this residency across the program. Now, these residency are designed, as we said, around workshop, disciplinary, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, knowledge-intensive workshops. What does that mean? Means that you will have the opportunity to participate in workshops. You have the opportunity to deliver your own research, you present and discuss your own research, but also you will have opportunity to critique and discuss others' research. You will have opportunity to work with faculty members through their area or through their research. Faculty member will come and present to you their own research. The 3 residencies are scheduled at the same time. That is in February, except this year, of course, because we moved part of the residency online and part of the residency on campus. But next year, we anticipate that residency will stay as per the schedule. That's February. So all residencies are scheduled in February. So first-year student, second-year student, and fourth-year student will meet together, all together on campus to discuss their research. Mara, could you move on to the next slide, please? Oh, I'm doing on time. Good time is good. Okay. Program delivery, key milestones. Of course, the biggest milestone, I mean, when you say, when you're progressing in the program, there are certain milestones. The biggest the first milestones is your coursework. Once you finish your coursework, that's a big milestone, certainly. You will enjoy that progress. And normally, for courses are designed again and again. I just wanted to highlight this and emphasize on it. Courses are designed to help students prepare, start their research. So these courses, we see them as part of your research. This is the first milestone. It's not written here. You don't see it here, but I'm just saying it. This is the first milestone, the first year coursework. Another milestone, dissertation supervisory committee. Normally we work with our student to identify who will be the supervisor sometime toward the end of the first year. Toward the end of the first year, we start working with our colleagues to see who will be the supervisor that could help students succeed in their program. Every student will have a committee, not just one supervisor. Committee consists of principal supervisor, 2 or 3 advisors. And we will agree with the student on those names. Now, that unlike conventional PhD program where students need to identify their supervisors before they start the program, DBA program does not require students to identify their supervisors before they start the program. You start your coursework, and then we work with you to identify who will be your supervisor. Now, why is it like this in the DBA program? We understand, we acknowledge that our colleagues who start the programs have been away from school for quite a long time, and they need time to refine their research ideas. We will work with them. We will help them to refine their research idea, to build it, to mature it. And then once they are clear on that, then we will start discussing who will be the supervisor. Now, supervisor can be within Royal Road or can be outside Royal Road. Of course, there are certain criteria to consider supervisors coming from outside Royal Road. The other milestone, comprehensive exam, or what we call it candidacy exam, and that is based on your coursework. So once you finish your coursework, you have your supervisory committee, you proceed to the comprehensive or candidacy exam. And the candidacy exam focuses on the theoretical underpinnings of your research. So if you're doing research in marketing, at that point, you will be aware, you will understand the marketing literature that helps you to advance your research. And again, the term exam, it does not really reflect the conventional way to understand exam. It's not like you sit in a room and there will be invigilator and no. Exam is a presentation. You do a presentation. First, you submit a report, and then you will have an oral exam where you deliver a presentation and engage in discussion with your committee. Once you pass the exam, there will be the research proposal stage, and these are proposal that's normally happens toward the end of the second year, beginning of the third year. Here's the point now. That means you will be in the program for almost 2 years before you submit the final approved proposal. Of course, student could do that after like a 15, 16 months, that's possible. Once you finish your candidacy exam, and theoretically, which is supposed to be like in the beginning of the second year, you can proceed to the proposal stage. But we always recommend students to take their time to reflect and allow ideas to sink in and read literature before they submit the final proposal. Now, the final, and here I'm highlighting this to draw your attention to the difference between this proposal I'm talking about right now, which is a final proposal, and the initial proposal that you will submit as part of the application process. So in order to get admitted into the program, you need to submit initial proposal. That initial proposal will keep evolving over almost 2 years until you submit the final proposal. And oftentimes students tweak the initial proposal or change direction. That's all possible. Another important milestone is dissertation defense. Outside North America, we call this FIFA, the FIFA or the defense, where you will defend your final dissertation. We good? Do you have any questions? Give me just sign that you're still with me, like a thumb up or something. Yeah, here you go. Some encouragement. So I get encouraged that you're still with me. Okay. Good. I see some. Okay, somehow. Okay, good. We're good. Now, who are our students? Who are you? The way we see you. So, working professionals. Our target students, what we want to recruit to the program are working professionals, because the program is designed for working professionals who aspire to be leaders in their field or sector, and who are able to independently or want to independently develop original impactful research on the practice of management, and normally working full-time. Now, I want to highlight the first point: aspire to be leader in their field or sector. You normally, or you did your master, and normally students complete their master, people complete their master to advance in their career, to be leader in an organization, right? But that is not necessarily the only objective when you do your doctorate. Your doctorate will give you the capacity to be a leader in your field or industry, to be a subject matter expert, to build your own brand as a subject matter expert. And that's what we're expecting from you to do, to build your own brand as a subject matter expert in the area that you will research. Students, applicants, they will need to have, and I'm using student and applicant interchangeably. I mean, before you become a student, you are an applicant. So in order for applicant to be eligible to apply, they need to have a relevant master degree in their area of expertise. And normally MBA, it's for, of course, a generalist degree, but it's not necessarily you need to have MBA, a relevant master degree, relevant to your area of interest. So for example, if you are doing research in healthcare and you have a master, let's say in healthcare, that is considered a relevant master degree. Our students coming from all walk of life, coming from all industries, public sector, private sector, construction, university faculties. We have a number of professors in other colleges and university in Canada doing their doctorate with us. We have consultants, we have advocates, or lifetime researchers, or lifetime learners. What I would recommend, and I strongly recommend, is that you have, if you have time, to look at the website where we feature our students, our existing students. And I'm sure Emara or Tracy or Alana or Nasi will put that on the chat. please feel free to have a quick look at who our students are. That will give you an idea about the type of students that we are trying to recruit to the program. Thank you. Meet our DBA student. Thank you, Emara. Next slide, please. So we understand that the program is huge. It's a big investment. It's not only a financial investment. It is an investment, social investment, and family investment, and business, a time investment. Now, we will discuss later on, maybe in the next workshop, we will discuss a little bit about how to assess that investment. You need to see the return on your investment, and you need to be clear on your motive to start a program. And we will work with you on that as well. But I would want to talk a little bit about the financial investment. We always recommend that students be able to self-fund themselves, especially, I mean, at least for the first or 2 years. Even for those students who are kind of like sure they will get external fund, we encourage them to make sure that they are able to self-fund themselves in the first year until they secure other sources of funds, external sources of fund. They are within Royal Road, they are a limited internal program, funding programs like bursaries, and we have now new, for example, like just recently we have a new funding program, $60,000 for students who are doing research in ADI or climate change. We have scholarship awards. We have interest award. So we have, I will consider it limited, and it's competitive. Of course, it's not open. It is open for everyone, but we will always have 1 or 2 awards under each program. That said, we have, I mean, you have many external funding opportunity, and by saying many, really many external funding opportunities. I'm highlighting here 2 very, I would say popular, I would say very common, well-known funding opportunities. One is under SHIRC and one under MITEX. Now, SHIRC is a very well-known tri-council funding agency, and it is a very prestigious program for students to get funds from. However, it's a very competitive. MITEX, it's also a public funding agency, and there is a specific program under MITEX called MITEX Accelerate. It's a very popular between doctoral students. I will say in the first year, we have 40% of our students, around 30–40% of our students fully funded from MITEX. Or they are close to be fully funded from MITEX. They are in the application process. Second-year student working toward also getting fully funded from MITEX. There are many other opportunities to explore. Now, this is always competitive. Why I'm highlighting MITEX, because we know that although it's competitive, what we have a very high success rate with MITEX. Our students get they have very high success rate. We will help you once you are in the program. We will help you learn how to apply to different scholarship awards and funding programs. There will be a workshop specific for writing grants. There will be another workshop specific to introduce you to various granting opportunities. Now, if you are clear about specific funding program, please let us know. We will help you. We will help you. An important source for help as well is Royal Road Financial Aid website. It's really nice website, and it has a lot of information and like a step-by-step guideline for you to, and some good explanation about various awards. I'm sure you will have a link and a chat. A link to the Royal Road Financial Aid website. Next slide, please. How to apply? Here you go. How to apply. Now, I'm happy to go through how to apply, but perhaps, Emara, what do you think? Do you want me to go through how to apply, or you maybe want to take it from there?
Happy to take it from here. I can start with how to apply, but as per usual, if you have anything you'd like to add, feel welcome to jump on the mic. And
thank you,
add insights and tidbits. Thank you, Hassan. This is a great moment actually to use the round of applause reactions feature that we pointed out earlier. So we'll give Hassan a round of applause. Thank you for taking us through the program structure. So if you have any questions that have been coming up, thank you. I see people posting them in the chat. Keep them coming and we'll answer them at the end of the session as well. Awesome. So now you're at the point that you're looking at applying for the DBA. So I'm going to take you through how to apply. I also want to mention that our website is a really, really helpful and useful resource for information around how to apply. So make sure you keep an eye on the website. If you have questions, check the website. You can reach out to us as well for support, but we do keep that information all up to date there. So to apply for the DBA, you do require a relevant master's degree from a recognized university, normally with a minimum of a B GPA, and normally a minimum of 7 years of relevant full-time work experience with 5 years at a management level and showing that increasing level of responsibility. And as Hassan mentioned earlier, it is competitive admission into the DBA program. And I wanted to point out key dates. So we always update this on the website, but if you're looking to apply for the next intake, it starts January 2nd, 2023. I can't believe we're actually already in 2022, but yes, January 2nd, 2023. And the application deadline is September 5th, 2022. So now's a good time to start applying for the program if you're looking to apply for the next intake. So how to apply? How do you start? And as I saw in the chat, we have somebody in the room who's already started their application to the program. So congratulations on that. So what you want to do is you want to go onto the Royal Roads website and you want to start up your online application. When you start this application, you do pay a fee of $128 and some change. And that's the beginning step to starting to apply. And I see in the chat, there's the admission requirements there, and we'll also put in a how to apply so that you can walk step by step through this process. When you apply, you do have to submit some supporting documents. So those supporting documents look like official transcripts, which are any transcripts from any past post-secondary education or certificates or anything like that. And it is required to be sent directly from the institution to us. And that can be done either in a sealed envelope or by an official email address directly to our Royal Roads University admissions. You're also required to submit a detailed resume. So the detailed resume is a great way to showcase all of your past experience, your education, your professional experience, any voluntary or unpaid work, any professional memberships or affiliations, as well as initial proposal. So I really encourage everybody in the room today to sign up for our upcoming research discussion workshop. I'm going to pop a link in the chat and I hope to see everybody there. We do record the first part of it where we talk about general how to develop your initial proposal, but we don't do a recording of the second half where we actually get you to do a hands-on kind of workshop in creating your proposal, because we understand that that information is confidential, so we will not be recording that. But I encourage you to register. Link is in the chat and we're hosting it next week. And as well, 3 letters of reference. Oh, go ahead, Hassan.
jump in here and talk a little bit about the initial proposal and the importance of the initial proposal. So according to the website, you will need to submit 5-page initial proposal. This is a critical element in your application. I mean, given that you have your master's degree and everything else, I mean, in the file with the proper strong reference letters, then the key criteria then will be, it is your initial proposal, your research idea, how well the proposal is written, how precise the research proposal is, how concise it is. So it is a critical element, and oftentimes students struggle to put their ideas on paper. Next week, we will help you with that. We will discuss the best way to put together a strong research proposal, which is a critical element in the admission process. Thank you, Emara. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that insight and that context. And so in addition to the initial proposal, we also ask for 3 letters of reference. So these letters of reference are attesting to qualities of your intellectual curiosity, your ethical behaviors, your independent thinking, responsible leadership, as well as your motivation to complete a DBA program. And ideally, 2 of these reference letters are from individuals who are qualified to speak to your academic qualifications. In addition, you will also need to submit a writing sample. It may be requested that it's either a thesis chapter, academic or professional report or publication, and an interview may be required. In addition, there's potentially an official English language proficiency score required, or other evidence of proficiency if English is not your primary language. And I know that I'm going through all of this really quickly. So if there's anything that I'm saying that you're wondering if it's applicable for you or to you, please reach out, because we understand that every single person here has a different background. So absolutely reach out if you have a question about that. And now I'm going to jump to the next slide, which is talking about financial aid. And I know we spoke to that earlier about the different potential funding. So I just wanted to encourage you to check out the financial aid website. It is a phenomenal resource. And have a look there. You can always set up an appointment to speak to a financial aid specialist if you have questions. And I want to mention, we're here to support you. We understand this is a really big decision. It's a big but worthy investment. So connect with us. If you have questions about the program itself, whether it's the right fit for you, or you have any questions about the application, or you're wondering about the services available at the university, connect with us. We're here to help you through that. And here is our information. So if you are looking to speak to somebody and you're within Canada, please email learn.more@royalroads.ca. And if you're coming from abroad and you're an international student, you want to connect with learn.more.international@royalroads.ca. And attend our workshop next week. I hope to see everybody there. I'm going to pop the link in the chat, so it's just the first thing you see, because this is a great session to really figure out how to do your initial proposal. There you go. Hope to see you all there. And it's going to be next Thursday, February 3rd, 8:30 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. And now we're jumping to questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to have a look in the chat. I see that I have a first question that I copied down from earlier, and it's, I'm in my final year of a master's degree. Can I apply for the DBA? Over to you, Hassan.
Thank you. I see Tracy did address this question, but allow me to reiterate what Tracy wrote. It's ideal. I mean, not ideally. By the time you start the program, you will need to finish your master. So yes, I mean, you can apply, but we wouldn't be able to admit you to the program unless you have the final transcript from the institution that you did your master with. Did I answer the question clearly? Thank you. Emara, I wrote a couple of questions down, but if you have the sequence, I will follow your sequence.
If you wrote them down, I'm going to pass it over to you. And then if I notice any that you're missing, I'll jump in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think there's a question from Nakim about writing. It is about writing sample and template for proposal. Now, we do not have, let me start with the template. We do not have a template per se, but we have described the proposal requirements. So what is needed in the proposal? We need you to define the research problem, to describe the how the research problem is situated within existing literature, supporting that with some key highlights from literature, describe the potential contribution of proposed research to theory and practices. That is on the website, and it's a 5-page. Now we leave the structure. I mean, what are the titles to you? Next week we're going to talk a little bit about that, but that's part of your ability to show us, to demonstrate your ability to produce a written proposal. So it is a demonstration for your writing skills. So to address the question again, there is no structure that I can provide as a template. There are certain requirements that you need to address. And we're gonna explore, we're gonna talk and explain this requirement a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot more next week. And we're gonna discuss the different various research questions or research problems. What I found that if you have a clear problem, writing is easy. Writing becomes complicated when you don't have a clear research problem. So you keep writing around, you keep going around the problem instead of highlighting the problem, outlining the specific problem. And we're going to talk a little bit about that again next week. Now for the for writing sample, you mentioned that your capstone project that you wrote it with other student. I mean, ideally, we want to see your own writing. The research proposal for us is a sample. Now, if we need, it's optional, if we need another sample of your writing, we will let you know. It is, I mean, if you have a sample that it's your own writing, please supply it. It's not requirement. We may ask for it at later stage. Nakim, did I answer your question? I'm gonna move on to the next question, Nakim, but I will keep an eye if you have any follow-up questions. I think Mark asked an important questions. I'm gonna get back to Mark. My main question relates to the experience and expertise of potential supervisors. The supervisor, there are two. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. The supervisor, there are two criteria to discuss, to define the supervisor. I mean, let me rephrase. We have several criteria at Royal Road to qualify a faculty member to become a supervisor. These criteria, the person must be at associate professor level. That person has to have active research agenda. And we will, of course, we look at his or her CV and we make sure that the person is fit in professionally, but that's only one part of the story. We need to make sure there is also fit personal. I mean, there's a personal fit between the student and the supervisor. It's one of the key success factor. So the ask is here, the question asking about the kind of experience that exists at Royal Road. Supervisor can be within Royal Road and can be outside Royal Road. And that is and the decision to select a supervisor from Royal Road or outside Royal Road, we will do it together. We will work with the student, closely with the student, to identify the right supervisor for the student, whether within Royal Road or outside Royal Road. It is to be more clear, it is a student decision. The student will nominate the supervisor and we will approve that supervisor, but that nomination will be the outcome of extensive consultation. And I'm now formulating a problem, ideally with my organization. So aligning on that and approach are biggest factor for me. Yes, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by approach. Is it the research design or how you put the problem on paper? How you put the problem on paper, it is about the proposal. We're going to talk a little bit about that next week. Did I answer the question? Did I address your question, Mark? And if not, please feel free to follow up, to ask a follow-up question or grab a mic and I can't unmute.
Oh, there we go. I think I'm unmuted. Yeah, I think you answered my question more or less. The question on approach was just, you know, different expertise on methodologies, right? I mean, how you answer the problem is just as important as the problem that you have, right?
Great question, Mark. So for the initial research proposal, we do not expect the student to elaborate on that. This is a complicated topic that you will need courses to define the right methodology. Perhaps at this stage, you add a couple of sentences about what kind of data you expect that you may need to address the research problem. But the research design itself, okay, the process of research design, whether quantitative, qualitative, and how you can analyze that's called research methodology and research design. That you will need to go through the courses in order to discuss, to be able to discuss the research design with your committee, with the help of your committee and supervisors. And so for that reason, for the initial proposal, we don't highlight that as a big ask. A couple of sentences just to show evidence that you put some thought into this. Is that good?
Thank you. Yeah, great. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. It's a good question. Going down, Tracy answered the question. Dawn, I'm curious about the criteria and difficulty of completing the program. Do you have statistic on percentage of successful students from start to finish, and how many are able to complete DBA in 4 years? Thank you. This is we have 3 cohorts. The first cohort started in 2020. Second cohort started in 2021. Third cohort started 2022, just this year. Students are progressing very well. We don't have yet statistics to show how many students complete the program, but what I can tell you that students are progressing. We do not have students who progress from first year and they said, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do it. Now, yes, you will have it. The doctoral journey is a roller coaster. You will have some point in the program where I feel frustrated. That's normal. That's healthy. That's okay. We all had that. But we don't have students who decided to drop out after they finish the first year. We have students who defer. And that is because we be very careful selecting who will be in the program. So you will work with the colleagues who are competent, who have the skills to succeed. We don't want just to bring anyone to the program. No, we want to bring students who can succeed in the program. We know for sure that they can succeed in the program. So I can see with confidence that in terms of percentage, we will have very small percentage of students who will be struggling in the program compared to conventional doctoral program. I mean, look at the literature and you ask question here, very important. There's a lot of statistics in the literature about doctoral journey and the percentage of students who complete or could not complete. I think because of the design of the program and the careful selection of students, I think we are proud of I'm confident we are proud about our students, and they are doing very well. So thank you, Don. Thank you very much for the question. Did I answer the question? I mean, I don't have numbers to give you, but I hope I answered the question. That's my long version of answering the question. It's an existing, it is so exciting to plan to go to higher education. Right? Thank you. We're exciting to see you here. Julia, should the candidate be full-time professional at an organization applying studies related to? No, it shouldn't. I mean, we don't have proof that you are a full-time professionals. No. I mean, we're saying that the program designed for working professionals. Now, maybe at some point of time, you're not working for any reason. You're taking like a year, you want to enjoy it. Well, for any reason, that's okay. That's certainly fine. All what I'm saying that the program is designed to accommodate full-time working professionals. But we do have, for example, faculty members who decided to do their doctorate from other university. And we do have colleagues who decided to take 1 or 2 years break from their work. That's still fine. Zunira, hopefully I pronounced it correctly, Zunira, and if not, please forgive me. I'm doing my research thesis of master, which will expected. So we did answer this question. I mean, I'm happy to explore it more, but for specific cases, feel free to connect with Tracy. We'll tell you the details when you can graduate, when you will graduate, and when you can apply, and all these details. But at a concept level, in order to start the program, you will need to have your master done, completed. That's at a concept level. To start the program. So you could apply, right? You could apply and submit the document. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to connecting with you, and I'm welcoming you all to the program. I'm going through the comments. Hopefully, I'm not missing anything. My interest lie in forensic accounting. Wow, and fraud examination. Wanted to be sure and it's aligned. Yes, it does. We have one of the star researcher in this area, Mark Luckinen. Look at his website on our website. Forensic accounting. He is doing, and he well published. Mark Luckinen, Professor Mark Luckinen. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that if we don't have a specific expertise that we won't accept a student. If we don't have that expertise, we could you could have a supervisor from any other university, from Toronto University, UPC, York, any other university. And that's okay as far as that person will be willing to help supervise you, and you feel comfortable working with him or her. Jamal, what is the maximum number of student intake for DBA? Any particular quota there for local and international students? We don't have quota. That's just to let you know. Thank you for the question, but we don't have. We look at the student as applicants, their expertise, their background. Maybe we look at the nationality just to help those international students to secure visa and all this through proper channels, of course, and through our different units. Maximum number of students per cohort, one cohort per year, 18 students. That's a maximum. So this year we have 17 being selected out of, like, I would say 50, 60 applicants. Thank you. We. Tracy, Dawn, thank you, Dawn. I'm in my early 50. Age restriction. Well, no. And believe me, you probably will be a young person in the cohort. We have colleagues who have been in the industry for many years. You're not working. I mean, have a look at our students. We have leaders in the industries. We have people who spend years in the industry. They're leaders. They have their own currency, and they wanted to build that currency again support that currency with research. So Actually, a young student applied last year, and we get her exception to get through. Most of our students are experienced, have a lot of experience. So welcome. Thanks for sharing the information, though.
Thank you, Hassan. I know we're coming up to the very end of today's session, and perfect timing too, because we answered the last question in the chat. I wanted to ask you, Hassan, is there any final words that you'd like to share with everyone in the room today?
Thank you, Emara. Just want to say thank you very much for joining us today. At Royal Road, we know this is not an easy decision. We are not just showing a program to you to tell you, hey, come on. No. We know this is not an easy decision. And we're taking a different approach. We work with you through the process. We don't wait until you are on the program to work with you. We work with you through the process. Our colleagues, Tracy, Elena, Emara, are very talented in helping students through the education process, and myself available to help you with the research piece of that. And if you want to discuss the decision whether I need to apply or not, we are here as well to help you with that. So thank you very much again for your interest, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week and welcome you to the program.
Thank you, Hassan. Hope to see everybody at our research workshop next week, and I'll be sharing out a recording of today's session with you in case you want to refer back to it. And don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. I hope everybody here has a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where in the world you're joining us from. Bye for now.